Pottery Divas!
Making your day dirtier and brighter.
Awesome. So today we want to talk about clay and the different types of clay and what we like to use. So I'm going to start off with the clay that I have available. Dun 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 dun. This is a mid smooth stone cone 6, and that's usually my favorite. It's a buff white kind of stoneware, and
I like it too.
do ya?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I like another clay better.
What do you like?
I like MCS. And we don't know what MCS stands for. The people that make the clay forget.
No, I thought it was named after one of the potters that had it custom made.
Yeah, but they don't remember who.
Oh.
So far back. It's that one. They know everybody else, but we forget that one.
Yeah.
It's, again, the same temperature, but it's a little whiter than this buff clay, but it's a little softer. So if you have arthritis or osteoarthritis, like I have in my hand,
Yeah.
having a softer clay really helps centering and pulling and everything. So it's why it's my favorite clay.
I'm having a memory loss. Isn't MCS a porcelain?
Yes,
Yes.
same temperature.
Yeah. But this is a stoneware, so you prefer porcelain. I prefer stoneware. And Karen?
And it depends what day it is. What I prefer.
If the sun is shining, she may like a different kind of clay.
I like a bright white. That's a porcelain cone 6 clay. I love it because it's so white. It depends what glaze I'm using. I love mid smooth stone speck if I'm using a certain glaze because I like the specks to show through. I like black clay. I like red clay. I'm really indecisive. That's why I have to do a lot of cleaning in between everything I throw. So,
Do you have certain forms that you like for a certain clay body?
Yes, I love when I do sgraffito, which we'll talk about in another video. I love the white clay because I love the contrast of black and white.
Mm.
And yeah, it's just, and I like power turquoise glaze on CCS spec because it's just such a nice contrast.
Yeah. And the spec shows through. That's
It
nice.
shows through so
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, it's toasty and yummy.
Too bad we don't have a sample. Right?
Yeah, that's true. Good thinking.
Oh, you go.
Next
Another
time,
video.
next show. Any other ideas, let us know.
That's right.
We will answer them for you.
So let's pull some clay up so we can play.
That's what it's about.
We like to play.
Yay. How will the feathers work in this?
I don't know.
I think there's going to be some texture.
I wonder how they're going to do in the kiln.
They'll burn away. No issues there.
So when we were working in a pottery supply business, the most frequently asked question that we would get all the time, because not only does it affect your clay, but it affects your glazes, is what's the difference between cone 06 and cone 6? Let's just get rid of the bag here. The big difference is cone 06 is a low temperature earthenware fired clay, and cone 6 is stoneware, and it's a mid-fire clay. So Karen did a little demo here.
I'll bring it to the camera.
So you can see at 500 is what the highest your stove or oven will go up to.
Sorry, that chart might be backwards.
No,
Oh.
it shows up. Remember?
Does
correctly?
it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So just to give everybody an idea of where we're basing it from, our oven, fires to cone.
We could probably fire
It probably is a low.
No.
I think the lowest cone
Yeah.
will register that.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
500, and then 04, which is sometimes where you would bisque your first firing at a stoneware would be 04, so that's your low fire temperature. Now that is even hotter than a cone 06, right? So we don't have the temperature for cone 06, but it's even lower.
Down here.
Yeah, it's in between these two. So you can see the big difference when we go up to cone 6, we're almost 300 degrees hotter in the cone 6. And that's where we get the strength in our clay to happen in the stoneware. And we can then stick our stoneware pieces in the oven to 350 degrees. We can add some shock value to that clay because it is now stronger. So we can stick it in the dishwasher, we can stick it in the oven, and it can handle that shock. Where the earthenware, you have to be a little more delicate with that because it can't handle the shock like stoneware. And the glazes aren't nearly as runny and liquid and fluid as in a cone 6 glaze because you're not getting that temperature to make the chemicals melt on the clay, on the glazes. Do you agree, guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's why most people like to use the cone 6 to get that runny, gooey, fluid glaze effect that you can get in the cone 6 that also looks like a cone 10 in some instances. So that is the difference between earthenware and stoneware, is the firing temperature. And that will affect your glazes and everything you're working with. So that's really important to know.
Before you go anywhere to buy clay, you should know the firing temperature of the kiln you're putting it in.
Yes. or even if you're asking someone to fire things for you, you really need to know what clay you're using, what body of clay are you using, because an earthenware clay will melt to a puddle.
Oh my God.
In a cone 6. It's not good.
I have a picture on my phone. You should see it.
Yes. So we don't want people to ruin their kiln shells. We don't want disaster happening. So it's really, really important to know.
Sorry, I killed you, April. I killed April.
April the giraffe.
Yes. She's been on her mind.
So that's the difference. That was our most frequently asked question about clay.
Yep.
And so, Karen, you wanted to talk about rehydrating.
I do. What happens a lot, which I wish I'd learned that earlier, because I actually threw away some bags of clay in my early days because I didn't know. And I didn't ask a question, which I should have. Sometimes you leave your bag open, or maybe it's just aged because you took a pottery class and then didn't do it again for a couple of years. You come back and it's kind of hard like a brick. What you do, there's 2 methods. One that I just heard of recently and I gave it a try. It was kind of, I love the idea of it. You took your bag, you tied it up, made sure, or actually first put in a cup of water, tie it up securely. You take this, put it into a bucket filled with water, and what happens is, so I'm talking a 5-gallon bucket, the pressure of the water outside the bag forces the water into the clay, and it's supposed to help it hydrate. You leave it there over 24 hours, should do the trick. The problem I had with this was I had a tiny little hole in my bag and it got really quite mushy. A lot of water went into the clay. So then I've got the opposite problem and I've got to put it on plaster and dry it out. It's really not fun. The other method that I found to be a little bit less problematic, because even if I had a hole in the bag, I would find out quickly, I put a cup of water into the bag with the dry brick of clay, lay it on its side. I've sealed the bag back up, lay it on its side for a day. The next day, turn it to the other side. And I just do that every day. I just flip it over and it absorbs more evenly. It may not be as quick, but you don't have as tragic a result when it fills with too much water if there's a hole in the bag. Or you'll find out when you turn it on its side, it starts to leak. You know, you have a hole in your bag and you'll just do something different. Now, it will have to be wedged, but there's no getting away from that. If you have let it go dry or if it has frozen, you're going to have to wedge your clay. But it saves it and you don't have to throw it into a landfill. So, enjoy.
Awesome.
Yay!
I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah. Yes, there's lots of opportunity to practice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, France, you want to talk about
My giraffe, yes. April, my giraffe. Isn't she lovely? Hello, I have not had my baby yet. The world is watching and it will happen soon. I wasn't feeling good last week, and I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I was watching April.
Watching April do nothing.
Yeah, she walks around, eats some hay. But at least I took my mind off of me not feeling good. My
least
stomach
you
was
weren't
like,
in labor.
oh my god. For days on end. No thank you. Done that, been there, not doing it again. So on our topic today of clay, I'm going to talk about manganese and why you like it and why you don't like it. Some clay is colored with manganese. So if you're looking at a black clay, it is either colored with manganese to make it black, or it's colored with probably an iron. The clay that we prefer to use is
That's
the
dramatic pause for a
iron-colored black clay. Because we love to use black clay, because some
love
people here love black clay because
Yeah.
it's so cool.
It's beautiful.
It's very dirty, and sometimes it's great and sometimes it's bad. But we use the iron-bearing one, so we don't get much manganese contamination in our studio, because if you're using clay that's coated with manganese, all the dust that comes from that clay has manganese. You're putting dust manganese in the air. Anyway, Google
Toxic.
manganese.
Toxic.
It's one of those toxic substances, so it was great to find a source. Thank you, Cindy, for finding that source of black clay with iron. Better for us all.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that clay with the iron heats up when you put it in the microwave. So it's not a microwave-friendly clay, but you can. But just be careful, the clay will get really hot.
Your tea remains cold and the handle is really hard to handle. Because I forgot where you're not supposed to put it in the
I
microwave.
did too. I'm heating something up for my daughter in a black clay bowl, and she goes like, "Ah, Mom, it's really hot." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." She goes, "But the food's cold." I'm like, I can't believe I forgot my own
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
Is that the bowl heats up, but not what's inside.
Yeah.
You only do it once, though. It's very good for
Very,
very
very
just
good.
driving the message home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about the black specks in clay?
Yeah, I think unfortunately the only way to get that is with manganese. So any clay that you have with speckle in it, and if you do have a clay that's speckled without manganese, please let me know. I'd love to try it out. It is a manganese speck. Again, you want to be careful with the dust. You don't want to dry sand those pieces, creating manganese dust. But it's very pretty. On your finished piece with the glazing, it just, that manganese comes out and blends with that glaze, creating really lovely spots of interest. So it's gorgeous. Just be careful when you use it. Yeah.
So what's the difference? Because there's clays out there that have a big fleck, like a big speckle, and then like the mid smooth stone speck is a big speck.
Yeah.
But then when you go and buy clay like Miller 60 or Miller 50, that's a much smaller speck.
Yeah.
So is that two different ingredients, or is it the same thing, just different quantity, like different
grinding.
yeah,
Yeah.
granule
Yeah.
stuff?
I don't know how they call it, but grit or grit size, you know. So
Yeah.
depends how much they grind it. That's
Okay.
all. Yeah.
Good
You
to
can
know.
get really great big hunks of manganese. I wonder what that would do.
Ooh.
One, be not very healthy.
And as always, everything requires testing because
Yes.
it reacts
Yes.
differently with glaze.
Definitely.
Test.
I know it. And I'm the worst for test. I hate testing. I hate it. I don't like testing. I don't like trying things.
A lot of Peters are like
Peters.
A lot of Peters.
Peter Potters.
Peter Potters are very happy just trying it in and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Don't take a really special piece.
What?
Or 20 of them.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what I did with my mugs. When I did a new glaze test.
Yeah.
Except I didn't test the glaze. I just threw it on 20 mugs. And that's the smashing video I did. I just smashed them all. I have the video for that too. That's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah. You don't want to smash 20 mugs.
No, hurts.
Yeah.
Takes a week to make 20 mugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
working on this week?
I am working on finishing a dragon. Gotta get that one done.
Is that your big dragon?
No, that big one's done. I'm making a baby one. And then I'm going to, I want to do a candle box with a dragon kind of sculpture cut out. Kind of thing. I don't know why I got this
It's in
thing.
your head.
It's in
Gotta
my
come
head.
out.
Yeah. Summer's coming,
Yeah.
right? People want garden type of things,
yeah.
and I love candle boxes when you're outside,
That'd
you
be
know,
gorgeous.
having dinner on the table or something. You know, put a citronella candle in it or whatever.
How many
I
dragons?
should dig out my frost clay. It's another clay. It's beautiful for that.
No!
Then I can get hydrated.
How come you have more different kinds of clay than I do?
Because I buy in store.
The squirrels came by one day.
I have a slight hoarding issue.
No, it's a squirrel issue.
It's a squirrel issue.
Squirrel. I hoard. I'm the hoarder. Okay.
So if you guys have any questions for us, we'd love to help, whether it's on clay or glaze or throwing, sculpting, you know, hit us up. We want to know, we want to hear from you. So if you want to contact us at potterydivas@outlook.com.
Nice. We didn't even have that written down.
Yeah.
Find us on Facebook.
Yep, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram. Send us an email.
We're
and,
everywhere.
Yeah, try and follow us, and we'll have new videos posted frequently. We always have something to talk about. Bye for now.